everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is the Charming Raindrops channel, and I would quite like it if you like what you're seeing, if you like, subscribe, click on the bell, you know, do all the YouTubey things. I'm still quite new to what all those YouTubey things are, but you know, we're getting there slowly. So today what I am going to do is, and this is probably very boring for some, so feel free to skip to the next video, which will be coming out later in the week. That's Entity Vicky now. It turns out that I didn't think everyone was going to want to hear me wittering about my backup list and what I use everything for. So what I've done is I've put them both in the same video. So although it says you'll see it in the next video, if you go about 7 minutes in, I'll put a marker in for you. You'll get to the journaling part because I put it all in one video in the end because I felt like 40 minutes of wittering was way too much for most people. If anyone really wants to see the wittering, I put the full version on YouTube as well, and I will link it in the cards. So enjoy, whether you have the wittery version or the I'm just sorting version, and then we get to the journaling stuff. So enjoy it, whichever way you want to watch it, and thank you very much for joining me. Because I was going to journal my backup collections. So what I tend to do, because I'm me, is I tend to buy like the same thing over and over again, even if I've got a shopping list. The impulsivity is madness, and all I do is just buy things that I will need and I will use at some point. But at the moment they're cluttering up my cupboards. So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to have a page in my journal, which I set aside in my last video, my February plan with me, that I'm going to put all these things on so I can see what I've got. I can tick it off as I use it, and then when I get down to like 1 or 2, I can then get another backup, because I always like to have something left over just in case it suddenly runs out. I don't like to be left with nothing. That makes me feel quite panicky, because I know what I like, and sometimes I have to get what I like off of Amazon because I can't get it everywhere, or it gets sold out quite quickly. I don't know why. I don't use anything specifically wonderful at all, but that's the way it is. So I'm very particular about what I like using, and I always like to make sure I at least have one and a backup, and that's come from Mummy of 4 UK. That was a very good idea of hers. The only thing is, I've got like 11 billion backups. So I'm going to go through it, and I'm going to show you my tactic, because I also keep opening bottles as well. It's almost like I can never seem to remember which ones I've got open. So if there's like a row on the shelf, I'll like think, oh, well, I want that one today. So I'll just pick up a random one rather than the one I'm using. So then I end up having loads of open things as well. Yeah, it's not good. So I've now got a way around that, which is quite sad, but I find that it works for me. So I figured that if it works for me, it may work for some of you guys as well. So I'm going to try and go through all of this. I have a notebook, not my actual journal, I'm going to do that later, and a pen and some stickers. And then we're going to get started, and I'm going to make some notes as I go, because there are some things that I might be able to stop for a while if I have loads of them. Okay. So I've literally emptied out my bathroom cupboards. I've walked up and down my hall. I only have a 1-bedroom flat. I don't know how I get so much stuff in it. Yeah, we'll see. So I'm going to try and see if I can dig. This is box number 1. Just so you know what we're dealing with. This is box number 1. So I'm going to start going through box number 1, and we'll figure out what the heck is in it, because I literally just pulled the cupboard out and work out, A, do I use it? B, am I going to use it? C, how many have I got of them? Because if I've got loads and I use it, then I definitely do not need to be buying any more. So we're going to use this bottle. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you with my eye drops. So what I've done is I have a sticker on there that says open. So I have loads of stickers that say open. And then what I've also done is, because these last for 6 months and they only last for 6 months, so you've got to bin the pot. I don't think the pot's going to last 6 months, let's be honest. But you do have to do that. So what I've done is I've put the month that I opened it on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick an open sticker on this. And then what I will do is I will put a February sticker on there. But I haven't got any of those because I need to print those when I get to work tomorrow, when I get to my break. It's like bright, colourful stickers that just make me happy. So I've put the open sticker on it, and then tomorrow I'll put the February sticker on it. This seems really, really simple, but I do find when I'm in a rush and I have bottles all over the side because the cupboard is just not big enough for my 11 billion bottles, I find that that helps because it tells me. And also, if I've just changed my contact lenses because it's March and the bottle says February, hopefully that's going to mean I need to get a new one. I'll let you know in March. I think we are done on the cupboard. Actually, that was not near as bad as I thought. When I did it a year ago, it was horrendous. I just had stuff absolutely everywhere. It was ridiculous. So now we're going to go to the journaling part. So I've decided to call it Toiletries Backups because that's what it is, and that's what I am keeping track of. But you could keep track of absolutely anything. I've also got a very similar system for my food cupboards, and how I keep track of those, whether it's food cupboard, fridge or freezer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split it into 3 different categories. Each one's going to have a different coloured heading. So the first category is going to be anything that I use in the shower. So that's going to be anything like shower gel, face wash, shampoo, anything like that. And I'm always going to underline it because I enjoy underlining stuff. So I'm going to start the list, but what I later found out is it might not be a bad idea just to count through and split the page into 3, as I have 3 categories. And none of them are particularly big, so I can literally just go through and I can just draw a line in between, and then that splits it in the page into 3, which is our 3 categories. So then what you can do is you can move on to the second category, which is skin and hair care. So that's all those dry shampoos I had floating around, sunscreen, hand cream, all of that malarkey. I'm going to do some more underlining. So the third category is going to be deodorant and body spray, as I seem to have loads of those. I always like to have a spare deodorant, and I have a spare one at work as well, but it is still a little bit out of hand. But it's also worth knowing when I'm about to run out, so that I can then make sure that I order it in a timely fashion, because you never know, I probably have run out in the past, just when I needed it. So what I'm doing is I'm putting all the products into their separate categories. After all that, they didn't go into too many different things. The only one that doesn't really have a category is contact lens solution. So what I've done is I've put that on the bottom. But I've also cancelled that for a little while, as I have more than enough bottles to last me probably for at least a year. So then what I'm doing is I'm doing a square box, as I have a dotted journal, for each item that I have, which is needing to be used up. So I should know exactly when things are being, about to run out of stuff. The other thing is I will be colouring in the boxes as I open something, so I will know when I'm using it up. And if I get down to 2, then probably I need to think about maybe getting some more. But I like a good colouring exercise, so it's kind of what floats my boat. So we'll do a bit of colouring. It's a good way of keeping it organised. And this has been a problem in my life for so many years that it's almost like I want to get it down to the bare bones, because otherwise I'm just wasting money as the months go, because I don't need to buy it. And I want to try and do a little bit more saving money, or just being more thoughtful in how I spend my money, which I've been starting this month. This month is March. I've been doing a lot of thoughtful spending. Not a lot of spending, but a lot of mindfulness. And I have found that I have used less. So I've opened one of the contact lens solutions, so I have coloured it in. If you like what you see, then feel free to like, subscribe, do all the normal YouTubey things, and I'll see you on the next one.